And at the same time, inflation increased 8.6% in May from the same month a year ago, marking the highest jump in over 40 years. Yet, there may be some steps you can take to keep yourself out of debt. Here's Channel 2's Dave McKinley.
There's an old adage when it comes to losing weight: eat less, move more. The equivalent with your finances may be spend less, have more.
Now, I have control over how much I may eat or how much I move about, but when it comes to our wallets, it seems like we have less control, because it's hard to spend less when everything costs more, and we don't have much control over that.
It's discouraging when we know that we can't control some of these prices of things.
Robert Dunn is a vice president at Consumer Credit Counseling.
And then you find yourself, struggling to either make ends meet or you're not able to save, and that starts to concern you.
To meet monthly bills, while the dollars you spend for everything else are decreasing in value. While his agency primarily assists those already struggling under debt, they do offer tips for those who fear they might be soon if things persist. Step 1.
If you don't have a budget right now, it's the time to create one.
On paper, so you can easily identify things you may be spending on that are not necessities. If you're strapped for cash, you may be able to get more at your job without asking for a raise by adjusting your withholding.
Is it $5,000 next April on a tax refund? Is that more beneficial to me now, right, to cover some of these expenses?
It also appears some have not caught on that the repayment of federal student loans remains suspended through the rest of the summer.
There's no interest accruing on federal student loans, so maybe it's a time to halt your payments and use those funds elsewhere.
However, amid your monthly obligations for taxes and mortgages, as the value of the dollars you have or have saved in retirement plans shrinks amid rising prices and tumbling stock markets.
I think that, people will perhaps see themselves facing some financial struggles, maybe, into the year, maybe next year. We plan to be pretty busy for the foreseeable future.
Interestingly, though, he's also seen credit counselors get busier when times are good economically, when folks tend to be a little more freewheeling with their money and sometimes get into trouble as a result, as opposed to now, when many may be spending cautiously. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.